Hi, I'm Ree from mummyof4.com. I help busy mums make their lives easier with parenting tips, tricks, hacks, and advice. Today, I want to talk to you about the 9 things that you need to do to help you plan, organise, and get ready for Christmas without the stress. Tip number 1, plan for the whole year, not just for Christmas. This is especially relevant for me because 3 out of my 4 children are born within 6 weeks of Christmas. But even my eldest son, who's born in July, we think of his gifts as like a year-round thing. I have actually got a downloadable and printable Christmas planner that you can get as a welcome gift when you join my email list. I will put the link for that below for you to go and get your own printable planner so you can fill out all this stuff and get super organized. When you've printed and downloaded your planner, what you need to do is brainstorm the gifts that your children need or would like for the whole year. So maybe they're due to have a new bike, or they really want a tablet, or whatever it might be. Everything that they're going to need for the whole year, pop down on the list. This is especially relevant if you've got really young children. So Bella, whose birthday is within a couple of days of Christmas, her gifts had to last her, if you like, from the one Christmas to the next Christmas. So even when she was very little, she was having presents for her first birthday that maybe she wouldn't play with until closer to her second birthday, but they were still bought for her for Christmas and birthdays from either us or people that wanted to know what to get her. So it's really important to think of the whole year's worth of gifts rather than to use up all your great ideas for Christmas and then have a birthday in another couple of weeks and you're all, yeah, what now? If you move on to pages 3 and 4 of the downloadable planner, then we get into brainstorming exactly which types of gifts that the children are going to need and want over the Christmas and birthdays. So we've got it divided into something they want, something they need, something to wear, something to read, something to make, something to do, something to share, something to feed. So this is especially handy for me because I've got children of different ages. If I know that they've got a gift from each category, then they've all got a similar kind of amount of presents. Now, each gift does not have to be a big expensive thing. It could be something as simple as a packet of crayons, but we'll get to that. If you keep watching, we're going to talk about what needs to go into these categories. My second big tip is to avoid main gifts for Christmas. Now, my thinking behind this is Christmas morning is kind of about the magic and the excitement and the filling their eyes. So when my children have had a main gift for Christmas, they've still ended up wanting kind of stocking fillers as well, or more to the point, I guess, I felt like they needed stocking fillers, so they've had stocking fillers as well. So what we've taken to doing now is main presents are for birthdays, because whether they're having a main present or not for Christmas, they still have a pile of stocking fillers. So Christmas is sort of the little bits that they want and need, and main presents are saved for birthdays. I found doing that has worked out more cost effective in the long run. My next tip extends to friends and family that want to know what to buy your children for Christmas. And quite simply, you just share your list with them and say, these are the things I'm intending to get, and by all means, please pick one of them. That way you know you're not going to be doubling up. The people that are buying for them know that they're going to be buying something that they want and need, and you know you're not going to end up with unnecessary clutter in your house with stuff that you're just not going to want. Make sure there are lots of different priced items on the list that you're giving people to choose from, so they have the option to choose from the less costly items or the more costly items depending on what they had in mind for budget. My next tip is wrap it all. If your children need it during the month of December or the month leading up to Christmas, do not just give it to them, wrap it. So items including new toothbrushes, new bedding with characters on them. For smaller children, you know, plastic plates and bowls with characters, pajamas. If they need it, wrap it. Socks, pants, everything. It pads out their pile, it's stuff they're gonna have to have anyway, And then, quite frankly, if they've opened it out of wrapping paper, they can be more grateful for it than if it just shows up in their wardrobe. My next tip is to fill their eyes without having to spend loads of money. So boxes that you get things delivered in, repurpose them. Use them to wrap presents within boxes, especially as they get older and their presents get quite small. Just pad them out. A really good tip is to buy them a new duvet cover with their favourite character on it, so it's something they kind of need anyway for their room, and put it on a duvet and wrap that. Ta-da! You have a huge present that looks really impressive. My next tip is to decide what's from Father Christmas and what's from you. When I was very little, my sister asked my parents, why does Father Christmas buy us all this stuff and you don't buy us anything? And the following year we had gifts from them under the tree. So my suggestion would be to just do this first as last and decide which presents are from Mummy and Daddy and which presents are from Father Christmas. It is also really important to remember that Father Christmas would not use the same wrapping paper as you. And another good tip, for Father Christmas to use a different type of wrapping paper for each of your children, which makes colour coding the gifts really easy and avoids having to tag them all. My next tip is spread the joy. And by this, I mean that all of Christmas does not have to happen on the 25th of December. It's quite nice to exchange presents with certain family members on different days, which ekes it all out of it and stops the overwhelm of it all being a massive build-up for one day and a bit of an anticlimax after that. We often have several Christmas days throughout December with different friends and family members, and this works really well. My next tip is to make sure that your children are enjoying the giving. So when we go to see friends and family, I like for our children to give gifts to other people, adults or children, before they're standing there waiting for gifts of their own, and to really get excited about giving those presents to people. So you can help involve them in the wrapping of the gifts for friends and family and really get them excited about giving presents and not just getting them. Those are my top tips for getting super organised for Christmas to avoid the stress. What are your top tips? I'd love to know. Please let me know in the comments. Don't forget, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel and the bell button to be notified when I next upload a video. Thanks very much. Bye.